Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are doing a very exciting video. I actually got the opportunity to do a video with Architectural Digest a couple of weeks back, and I created a bookcase from an Ikea Billy bookcase, and it was a really unique bookcase. It had these rounded edges to it, it had this kind of unique bottom. However, the video that Architectural Digest made was more so like following the process, and it wasn't really a step-by-step tutorial, and the amount of people that requested a step-by-step tutorial was insane. So I decided today that I'm going to recreate that bookcase step by step for you guys. This morning I went to Lowe's and I picked up 2 pieces of plywood. I got my brackets and screws in here, and the pull wrap was actually delivered downstairs, which I need to go grab it, bring it up here, and we can start working on this project. I got the pull wrap from downstairs, and I took my Ritual, which happens to be today's video sponsor. I take one of these every single day, you guys. Ever since my last video I did with them, if you guys remember, they put me on to Ritual, but I heard about them quite a bit because they're actually a really incredible company. I think I've been taking them for about a year or so now. I have empty bottles sitting around everywhere. There's like one on my nightstand, one in my bathroom. If you've never heard of Ritual before, it is a multivitamin that fills nutrient gaps. So let's say you are vegan, you are vegetarian, you kind of mix every now and then, or you just feel like you need more nutrients in your life. This is a great everyday multivitamin that you can take, and they actually cater them to your specific age, gender. So they have multivitamins for women and men, of course. They also have them for children. They have them for different age ranges as well, because it's extremely important to ensure that what you're taking kind of fits the age or your stage of life that you're currently in. And overall, I kind of think of taking a multivitamin as a nutrient kind of backup plan. So it's just kind of like making sure that you have the nutrients you need. If you don't eat them for the day, this just kind of gives it to you and makes sure that you're ready to DIY a bookcase at any time. The thing I love about Ritual is they're super transparent about where all their ingredients come from, so you can actually go online and see exactly what's in your bottle and where it came from. There's a traceability factor to all of it. They have something for everybody. I highly suggest checking out their website, and they actually gave you guys 20% off for being a Lone Fox family member. So use the link at the top of the description box below to head over to Ritual and get 20% off of your first month. Ritual is taken, water has been drank in, and it is time to go downstairs and start making a bookcase. I tried to find something that rhymed there, but it didn't work. I just realized I never shared with you guys the before bookcase. Now, this is an Ikea Billy bookcase. Well, the inside is, which I forgot to clear out of all of my holiday decor. You guys remember a while back, I actually created these doors on my channel. This was a big DIY project. It was really fun. It's like a rattan hutch situation, but ever since creating the one for Architectural Digest, that one has actually taken place of this one, and I don't particularly need this one anymore, so I'm actually going to deconstruct it a bit and reuse it for today's project. I'm going to be taking the doors off of it, so we're going to be using just the bookcase base itself, but I am going to repurpose a lot of the materials here and then the bookcase base itself just to create something new. Also, the bookcase I'm going to be using is the birch veneer finish, which is kind of like the wood finish. However, the one I used on Architectural Digest was just the white one, and we ended up painting that piece. But for this one, I'm actually going to leave it natural, and I'm hoping that the pull wrap kind of matches the wood. It seemed to from the one I ordered before, but I haven't checked the new one yet. So that's the plan, is to actually keep this one fully wood, but of course you could paint it all in the end if you wanted to. All right guys, so the first step of this process is going to be measuring the side of the bookcase, which I already did upstairs, and it's 11 inches wide. So I wanna go ahead and create a circle that is 10 3/4 inches. So what I'm gonna do is lay down a ruler here and just trace out 10 3/4 inches, like the kind of start and stop of that. And from there, we're gonna find the center point. So I'm gonna do 10.75 divided by 2, which is basically like a little bit over 5 1/4. So I'm just gonna find that center point. I'm gonna take a small nail and just hammer it right in that mark that we created. And tie a string to it. From there, you can tie your string to your pencil. And once you have it tied on, I'm gonna use this as a compass to just swing over to our other mark, just like that. And there is our half circle shape. Where we created our first markings, I just drew down 1.5 inches, drew a line across, and this is gonna be our shape that we're gonna We have 4 of our half circles cut, and these are gonna be placed just as braces on the side, equally down the side of our bookcase. So we're gonna be doing this to both sides, but I just kind of eyeball it and just put them pretty spaced out. So now we're gonna be using these little brackets here. These are L brackets. I got these at Home Depot, and we're gonna be using 2 of them on the underside here, and then 1 of them in the middle on the top. And it's kind of just gonna be acting as almost like shelf brackets, and we're gonna be adding our shelf here, then wrapping our pull wrap around, and these are gonna be fastened in with 3/4 inch wood screws. I find the easiest way to do this is to actually just flip your piece up like it's attached and then let the brackets fall into place. Hold them pretty tightly and then flip it upwards. And then they're in their right position. And you can just go with a screw and just put it right there. I went ahead and I added the brackets to the wood pieces themselves. I haven't attached them yet to the bookcase yet because I wanted to show you guys something to keep in mind is that you're gonna want your pull wrap to be flush with the front of the bookcase. So as you can see, we have our edge here, which is the front, and I'm going to be pushing back my half circles just a little bit. That way our pull wrap, when we add it, is gonna be flush with the front. It's very similar to the other bookcase that I created, and if it does overhang the backside a bit, that doesn't matter at all because the pull wrap is going to be wrapped around the back, and you're not gonna see that once the wall is covering the backside. So just make sure you push them back just the slightest little bit and screw them to the bookcase. So our pull wrap is cut to size. This is 76.5 inches tall, and this is now going to be wrapped actually around kind of the skeleton that we created. So this is gonna go right around our half circle shape, butting directly up with the top here. So you're gonna wanna make sure that it's flush with the top, and then it's gonna end right at the bottom of this shelf piece right here. So to get the desired width that we need to cover this area, I'm just going to kind of butt it up to the edge of our bookcase and wrap it all the way around, and then use a box cutter like this to just trim away the piece that we don't need. I went ahead and I added the first row of nails. You just kind of pull it up a little bit and look underneath for your little kind of skeleton piece and nail it in. Once you have your first set, you can actually flip the whole pull wrap back and kind of use it and roll it up, and it just gives you a better guideline of where that piece is. So then I know that I can staple right here, kind of move it up a little bit, staple again. You're just gonna work your way across the entire piece. All right, we have 1/2 of our bookshelf complete. This half here, it is all nicely stapled down and ready to go. Now what we're gonna do next is flip it on its back, and I'm gonna work on the opposite side, attaching all of our little skeleton pieces, then wrapping the pull wrap around that side as well, and that will be the base of our bookshelf completely done. Now this is a really fun idea that some of you guys commented on the AD video actually, and that was about how I should have not even fully attached the pull wrap, but added magnets like here, and then added one up there and on the back side of the wrap. So you could essentially magnet it shut, but then you can open it and there's shelving inside. Just an idea if you wanted to get some extra secret storage. Good morning, guys. Day 2 of our bookcase project. Now, the great thing about this project is that it totally could have been finished in one day. It's actually a pretty quick project if you have the bookcase already constructed. However, yesterday the sun was going down, so I just decided to go ahead and resume today. So this is what the bookcase is currently looking like. Now, what I want to go ahead and do next is actually apply a piece of wood to the bottom of the bookcase. That's going to kind of square off the bottom section and overall give it like a new base to sit on, because currently it kind of has like this half base created for it and I'm just not a huge fan of it. So I want to put it on top of this so we can add a bit of pull wrap in the slatted section that's kind of open, just to kind of coordinate back and forth. Then we're going to add some pull wrap to the back of this as well. And I also want to see if I can mix up some stain to restain the wood paneling to somewhat match the inside a bit more. Now, as you guys can see in the original bookcase I created, there is pull wrap in the back as well. And how I was able to achieve this look was actually just by removing the back panel that was in the Ikea bookcase. So I'm just gonna go through, take out the old nails, and then I literally just rolled out a sheet of pull wrap. It's the same exact height as what we cut it here, which was 76.5. Just roll it across the back and then nail it to essentially the shelving that's all the way down. It's gonna reinforce the back a little bit more than the piece that's currently on it, because it's just like a literal piece of pressed cardboard. And that is going to finish up the back panel section. Okay guys, so a little change in plans. I was actually planning on staining this piece because I knew I needed to kind of like stain the pull wrap pieces to more so match the Ikea piece itself. Now the Ikea piece is not stainable just because it's a veneer. However, I went through and tried to do a couple of kind of sample stains on some excess pull wrap that I had. And this is just some natural stain diluted with water and then natural just as is. Now this is natural stain diluted with mineral spirits, and it does add a little bit of warmth to it, but overall I feel like it still just darkens the wood to where it's gonna make it look quite a bit different. And I feel like adding anything to it is just gonna make it even more darker and like more contrasty and stand out. So I think I might honestly just leave it as is, but I think this is probably where we're going to be ending this project at, you guys. Now, of course, the one I did on Architectural Digest channel was fully painted, and I just used a shellac primer for that, the Zinsser primer, and then I used a color called Wheat Bread to paint that piece, and I absolutely love that. It's just right over here. As you guys can see, this one's painted, and I feel like painting it really looks great too. So I wanted to do a wood version, and I also wanted to do a painted version. But I do need to share with you guys the styled reveal of our wooden Ikea Billy bookcase hack. So let's go ahead and do that now.